Breaking news. Buhari approves new security measures for Southeast and South-South. President Buhari has approved new security measures for the Southeast and South-South regions of the country. This was one of the outcomes of the series of security meetings held in the last 7 days and concluded on Tuesday in the Presidential Villa, Abuja. The Acting Inspector General of Police, Usman Alkali Baba, disclosed this to State House representatives and correspondents after the meeting. He, however, declined to give details. The President also approved a memo presented by the National Security Advisor NAS Major General Babangana Mongono on the control of drugs, which he said are enablers of insecurity, but did not also elaborate. The NSA said that the meeting stressed the need to address the security challenges in the country, particularly those that have arisen in the last few months. Wow, this is so serious. You can imagine President Buhari. You can imagine assigning a new security measures for Southeast and South-South. In Western countries, there's a lot of talks about the escalation of force, risk analysis, and appropriate use of force. Even many governments, even in some authoritarian countries such as China, they have decided that the escalation of force strategies end up being less is more. They only use force when all else falls. You can imagine. Think, for example, how China has handled Hong Kong. You can imagine. Back in 1989, when China burst into pro-democratic riots that culminated in Tiananmen Square massacre, the protests were spread around the country. Most people outside China did not even know this. They don't. In Belgium, then Xiaoping, they sent in the tanks to rush the protests, and of course, no one challenged him. However, again unknown to many, in China, most of the local prefectures have a significant amount of autonomy. A man called Jiang Zemin was in charge of Senegal and also ended the protest, which happened at the same time had the Tiananmen affair, very quietly and without even a bloodshed. They did it very quietly. They did the protest, organized the protest quietly, without any problem. Dong was impressed about it, and also Jiang, who did not even have any power based on his own, was called to Beijing and anointed to succeed Benj, which he did 3 years later. The rest, as they say, is history. So why do I tell this story? Imagine, I go to tools of Nigerian government, especially the President Buhari's government, in dealing with Nigerians' myriad problems. He has force. He has been forced to do this, and is still a force. The loss of legitimacy, the increased willingness to challenge the state are just a preview of the result. I'm not even going to talk of a perception of one-sidedness, given that President Buhari only plead with bandits in the north. Here is the problem: the Nigerian security architecture has had a bad rep in the southeast for years. It is gotten worse in the last few years. And while I won't even go as far as saying that people support the whole UNG nonsense, I know too many who are alarmed at it. I did say without fear of contradiction that the population isn't sympathetic. They are not sympathetic to the security services. Yes, they are not. And who can blame them? Nobody. Back to how I started this short piece. And people who are even wise, they know that that force. They know that force should be an absolute last resort, not the first, and certainly not the one that you should double down on, even when it is clear that it is as failed. Clearly enough, communication and the listening ears are the main thing to bring to the party. You'll be surprised at how much can be achieved with just a pretext of a listening car. Just pause for a moment and imagine if, upon assumption of office, rather than divide the country into 97% and 5%, Buhari had visited the southeast and south, called a town hall, and acted as a father figure. What would Nigerian have been like by now? What would you have been like by now if he had done that? You can imagine. Nweze is a partner at SBM Intelligence. So viewers, what is your take on this? You have heard it all. You have seen it now. Why? The reason why, I don't know. We don't know the reason why this is happening. We don't know why Buhari is announcing or is going tough to announce new security measures for Southeast and South region. Don't know. Don't know why. Don't know. According to what the information, the details, President Buhari has approved new security measures for the Southeast and South region of the country in what seems like